get the real deal now. Gonna kick this sorry ass out on the street. Yeah, what you got? You used to think you owned the street. We're back to bag, you ass is dead meat. Victory's sweet.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to week number 3 of the Lowdown Show on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, the weekly episodic podcast where me and my co-hosts review and discuss Raw and Smackdown from the past week, as well as any important news in the WWE, as our new Twitter poll segment named the Luke Gallows Polls. Update this week, we'll not be doing it because I didn't get any polls in this week. I was slacking on the polls, so no Luke Gallows polls this week. I'm sure
get a week off.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine without it. But guys, I'm your host, Kyle Masters. You can follow me on Twitter at RealKyleMasters. And I'm joined by my co-host, as always, the boss, Mr. Corporate himself, Corporate Cappy.
This is my house.
This is actually, you cannot say that. I've said this before. You can't say that.
Yeah, I can.
He's not your girl. But anyways, you can follow him on Twitter at Corporate Cappy, ladies and gentlemen. You can also follow the podcast itself on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Everything helps. All the links will be in the description below. Thanks for tuning in to your favorite Thursday Night WWE podcast live on Spreaker Radio at Spreaker.com/NHBWP. If you'd like to join in on the conversation, share your thoughts, share any questions you might have about Raw and Smackdown this week, tweet us at NoHoldsBarredWP and use the hashtag The Lowdown Show, or leave us a comment on the YouTube video in the comment section below. Guys, this week on Raw has been crazy, but before we get to that, a couple shout-outs here, as always, first we're going to do every week. Shout-outs to RTM Wrestling. They do a fantastic UK WWE podcast, so go check them out, guys. As well as WWE Locker Talk. They do a really good WWE podcast as well. And our new follower called Open Some Hours, they do a, ironically, same kind of podcast. And they're called No Holds. I'm not sure how I feel about that, guys, but you know what? We're gonna wish them well in their wrestling podcast future. And our newly unofficial sponsor, this episode of Lowdown Show is unofficially sponsored by Bootios. They make sure you ain't booty. Let's just jump in the Raw now, guys. Holy crap. So Shane's running Raw again, unofficially announced this time. This is not like an overwhelming social media support kind of bullshit that they fed us last week. But he's running Raw again. So I don't know, are they ever going to come out and just permanently tell us that, okay, he's in charge for good now? Or is this going to be like every week, oh shit, he's running Raw again?
Well, was Vince even there?
No. Like, where's Vince? Where's Triple H? Where is everybody? Why is it just automatically Shane coming out? Like, they basically just forgotten about how Vince came out after WrestleMania and made a big deal about him running Raw.
Well, Triple H was wrestling at a live event last night. He wrestled in,
that was because of Taker being pulled. I found out about that. That was because Undertaker was pulled. But still, I mean, if you have him even show up then, why not have him show up on Raw and at least clarify the air of what the fuck is going on?
I guess they put him on a live event so that they don't have to keep any storyline going.
I mean, like, what happened to the Authority? Like, I know like their big match at WrestleMania and Triple H lost, but like, come on, they didn't even come out after WrestleMania and like tell us like, oh shit, we fucked up, we screwed up. Roman Reigns never gonna become that big of a champion, blah blah blah. And like, what's the significance of the Undertaker match now? Like, Undertaker won that match, so Shane's not really allowed to run Raw as the stipulation. So the stipulation just didn't make sense.
Yeah, so the stipulation didn't even matter.
I don't understand. Like, even Vince for that matter, where the hell has he been? Like, it's not like he's injured or anything. Why hasn't he been appearing on Raw and say, okay, you can run it again this week. All right, you can run it again this week.
Well, he's backstage every week, but, like, storyline-wise, yeah, he hasn't been anywhere.
I mean, it's not that there's anything wrong with Shane running things. Like, so far it's been unreal.
But, like, it just doesn't make sense about, like, why...
Storyline-wise, we have no idea what the hell's going on.
No.
I just wish they would just come out and tell us in that way. Or, just do the brand split already, because we're waiting on this, and it's like, okay, when are they going to do the brand split? Like, every week we're waiting for something to come out. Something to just, like, hint at a brand split, but nothing's come out so far.
Or have Michael Cole say something. He says, like, something like...
Yeah, or tell us that it's a sellout crowd every goddamn minute. Like...
I love him, Michael.
I love Michael. But, Shane comes out to the Ambrose Asylum. He's the first guest ever on the Ambrose Asylum. Says he wants to start giving all the new and upcoming talent pushes. Yes. Yes. And he included one person...
Yes, he did.
I'm sure not even a person, a female, Sasha Banks.
Yeah, and where the fuck was she?
She was nowhere to be seen. Well, I mean, she was in that tag team match we'll get into later, but like, you know,
the weeks leading up to that, she faced Summer Rae in a fucking 2-minute squash match, and then the week after she wasn't there.
and nothing. You know, bye.
Gotta love this. Give women a chance now?
Yeah, but I couldn't agree more, Shane. Give the people. Apparently, they're really high on Cesaro too backstage, and they're really giving him a push. I mean, we've been saying that for like the last 2 years on this podcast.
Since we started the podcast,
yeah, waiting for this guy to get like seriously pushed, and it looks like we're gonna get our wish come through. Then Owens comes out and interrupts them, saying Shane isn't fooling him. It's the same crap, just another McMahon mad with power with a vendetta against this generation's #1 star. Kevin Owens.
Such a goon, this guy.
I love it, though. I mean, he plays his character well. So Shane books Zayn versus Owens at Payback and Jericho versus Ambrose at Payback, which, you know, comes to the delight of all those superstars in the ring. Like, oh, yeah, okay.
Good mid-card matches.
Good mid-card matches, I guess. Even though those matches were already obvious to begin with. We knew those were going to happen. But I'm glad they're making it seem like Shane's doing it and having him get boosted for running Raw every week.
Yeah, it's not like... If he was running the exact same show, it'd be like, what's the difference in him running?
Yeah. So speaking of Shane, though, he did appear on SmackDown, but it's being said it was in a dark segment. So this is not going to be televised, and we don't know because SmackDown's tonight. I didn't watch the Canadian one yesterday because apparently there's a Canadian and American SmackDown. We see it on Wednesday. You guys see it on Thursday. For some reason, I don't know why they'd even do that, but... I didn't watch it last night. I read it. Anyways, the dark segment apparently was The Miz after his match. He was really pissed off and demanded Shane to come out, basically saying that he needs to be treated better. And Shane's treating him like crap. Shane comes out to the ring, and before he can even do anything, he gets shoved by The Miz, and then attacks The Miz, and starts beating the crap out of him, and then kicks him out of the ring. I'm like, why was this not televised? Why was this a dark segment?
This is probably better than most.
You had Shane appear on SmackDown, probably boost the ratings like completely if you televised it. And you kick the crap out of The Miz. Why was this not on TV?
Oh, I'm sure they had another great segment in place of it.
Oh man, they did, and we'll get into it later. I don't know why. Maybe they just don't want Shane on TV because of that brand split in the future. Maybe they just don't want.
Yeah, they don't want him associated with SmackDown.
But that's pretty cool. They did that. That's hilarious. Poor Miz, but still.
You hate the Miz. What do you care?
Yeah, I guess. Screw you, Miz. Moving on. Roman Reigns' heat with Styles and the Bullet Club. So this was crazy this week. Reigns comes out to cut another promo in the ring, another in-ring promo, because you know we can't get enough of these in-ring promos every goddamn week. I mean, think of something better than have Roman Reigns come out and have a promo every week. Like before he was even champion, he was coming out and kick the crap out of someone and having multiple matches. But I guess if you're champion, you're not allowed to wrestle anymore.
Yep, and now
can't do anything.
He's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He's the guy.
That's what I want to get into right now. I mean, this guy is getting massive heat as enough as it is, but then he comes out with this bogus line every week, which just seems it's way too long. Like it just feels like it needs to be trimmed down a bit. It's not working. It's stupid. I don't understand. It's the god awful catchphrase.
Because he has to read it off a script. So like,
that's why I kind of feel bad for him in a way because he's not really doing what he wants to do. He's one of those guys backstage that does what he's told and he doesn't say no. He goes, okay, you want me to read this? Okay, I'm gonna go out and read it. I don't care if I get booed. I'm just gonna read it. He needs to be like The Rock did back in the day and, you know, go to Vince and be like, look, let me say my own crap and then we'll see where it goes from there. And I bet you it worked, but you know what?
There weren't many superstars that do that, though. Like, Punk was one, Cena was one, Rock.
I just feel like he needs to go heel already and embrace that badass character that he kind of teases half the time. Because right now he's like a little tweener. Like he shows a little bit of that light in the John Cena type character, and he also has this badass character. And it's just like, you can't just have both. You gotta pick one, because look, you're getting booed out of every arena you're going into. like, can you imagine how much heat you're gonna get in Chicago, and your payback match is gonna be insane?
But then again, Cena always gets booed, and...
Yeah, his is also more mixed than Roman Reigns is. Roman Reigns is like 90% booze. Cena's is like 60, 70% booze. So I don't know. But Styles comes out to cut a promo on him as well. They cut promos on each other. I don't know why Styles was trying to put over Roman Reigns. Like, it's not going to work, Styles. He's still going to get booed. I don't know why they had Styles come out and do that. I mean, I'd rather have him come out and look more dominant into going into your title match and putting over the guy who's getting booed by the crowd right now. for a guy like Styles, you don't need to put him over. He's over enough. Well, sort of. But after they cut, he says this ridiculous line. I don't know what Styles said, but I'm like, okay, that was the end of it. that was great, I guess. I mean, way to add excitement to your title match. But as he's leaving, goes up the ramp. The Bullet Club come out of nowhere and start kicking the crap out of Reigns in the ring. I'm like, okay, that's a little turn up from this stupid, god awful segment. And after the Bullet Club leaves the ring, they go and like pat AJ Styles in the back. And Styles like,
he didn't know that they were coming out. Like he was.
Oh man, that was. And then they get onto that. Like later on backstage, Styles runs up to Reigns like a little boy, like, oh, Reigns, oh, it wasn't my fault. I didn't have nothing to do with it. I'm like, really, they're making Styles look that wimpy.
They are. I really think the Bullet Club's gonna turn on Styles.
Yeah,
because he's probably gonna say, I don't want your help, and then they're gonna fuck him over.
He goes up to Reigns and tells him like he had nothing to do with it. And Reigns basically calls his bullshit. He thinks he's bullshitting and says, "It doesn't matter. Bring anyone. One versus all."
Great.
Sick plug, Reigns.
We haven't seen that on a t-shirt before.
Oh my god, man. Way to read the back of your t-shirt, bud. Way to come up with something new. That's what I mean. It sucks because you can tell it's 100% scripted right there when he's basically reading the back of his goddamn t-shirt. Come on, man. You can think of something better than that.
Or I'm surprised you didn't say bring down the Roman Empire. That's on his shirt, too.
God. Roman didn't even appear on SmackDown this week. Styles did. And he's the one to defeat The Miz. That caused him to go all pissed off. He defeated it, but the way he defeated it was Miz got distracted from the Bullet Club. And that caused AJ Styles to win. And then they basically did the same thing, patted AJ in the back, and he had the same look he had on Raw. So I'm like, ugh. You know, I mean, they almost like they want us to think all the signs are pointing towards the Bullet Club turning on AJ, but I'm going with my prediction still, and AJ's joining the Bullet Club. I'm sticking with that prediction. It's gonna make it seem like AJ's not a part of it, and then I'm guessing at Payback he's gonna come out and say, "Yeah, it was all me. I did everything. I was the leader." Blah 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 blah. The Bullet Club also cut a promo on SmackDown saying that their in-ring debut match is gonna be on Raw, and they're gonna face the Usos. Or the Usos right now, because one of them's injured, looks like. He's still nursing that shoulder injury after a week, you know.
They should have that match at Payback.
All bandaged up, and you're still hurt, apparently.
They should have the match at Payback for their debut.
I know. That's a good idea, but I think they're saving, you know, my prediction's going to happen.
They can still wrestle.
Yeah, they can still wrestle. Maybe they still have a match. Maybe they'll face, like, Social Outcast or something in the pre-show. Who knows? Moving on to the next thing on Raw, guys. The women's division is sparking up, finally.
Yay.
I'm glad, because it's been slacking in the last couple of weeks. I mean, after WrestleMania and debuting the new title belt, and we're getting the hints that it's going to be a better women's division, and we can stop calling it Divas division, you know, it kind of like went down the roller coaster. It didn't go up. But wow, what a tag team match we got. 4 on 4. It was
actually a good eight women tag match. Not like the garbage we usually have. Where like
the team of Paige, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Natalya faced Tamina, Naomi, Summer Rae for some reason, and Charlotte.
Why was Summer Rae in there?
I thought they were going to put Lana or Emma. Like, I mean, Emma's starting to feud with Becky. Why wasn't Emma included into this? That's what I don't get. I really couldn't tell you that Summer Rae, or her reasoning for being in this was. But what a team. Like, that's stacked to hell. Paige, Becky, Sasha Banks, and Natalya on the same goddamn team. What the hell is that? You made them face, like, half a jobbing team. I mean, Charlotte was on the other team, but, like, she was the only, like, relevant person on the other team.
What do you mean? Naomi's great.
Yeah, she's great. It was a really good match, though. There's definite improvement, again, like I said, over the last couple of weeks. The match ends by Natty making Charlotte tap to the What? So Charlotte taps to the sharpshooter. Like, I can't believe this. They actually made the challenger. Like, they actually made the challenger make the champion tap.
Yep.
Before their match. Like,
I guess they want to make Natalya look strong.
That's interesting, and it's crazy that they're doing that in the women's division, and I love that. So that's really like giving the women's division that spark that they need and making it more interesting to watch.
And the stipulation they added for the match.
Oh, that's crazy. It was announced that Natty will have Bret Hart, the returning Bret Hart after his fight with cancer, in Natty's corner. And then Ric Flair is obviously going to be in Charlotte's corner for this match. And that's just, wow. That I think Natty might win. Like, this is crazy to think that, but I think Natty might do it. Like, adding Bret Hart, I mean, you can almost see it like Ric Flair going to screw Natty and Bret Hart helping out, and then Natty pulling up the victory. Like, oh man.
Well, I mean, maybe Natty can get it done after the 20th time that she's tried to beat Charlotte already that we've seen.
Yeah, that I've also seen at a live event. Like,
gonna talk about Paige being home in England.
Yeah, I mean, she obviously got a huge pop because she's in the UK, and she appeared on Raw and SmackDown this week. But I'm guessing that's only because it's in the UK.
Did she lose to Emma on SmackDown again?
No, SmackDown was actually really good. SmackDown, she teamed up with Natty to defeat Naomi and Tamina via submission.
Naomi and Tamina, ooh.
Yeah.
Big team there.
But Paige getting double duty this week, but
getting 2 wins.
Like I said, I think it's going to... she's announced for the next season of Total Divas, so she's obviously just going to be doing this for this week in the UK, in her hometown, so I'm guessing she's going to go back to being, that show up once in a while wrestler. And I really don't think that's good, because Sasha, Becky, Paige, and a lot of other divas have been, like, no-showed ever since this new women's division is sparked. I mean, aren't you supposed to, like, have more than one women's match a Raw? They were doing that before WrestleMania.
All we see is Charlotte and Natty every goddamn week.
Like, they've got to, like, start other feuds within the women's division. You can't have it all for the women's title.
Yeah, like, look at the men. They don't just battle for
No, there's also
title.
little feuds here and there, like Jericho and Ambrose. There's also Zayn and Kevin Owens. Why can't that happen in the women's division?
Make us care about smaller feuds.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's misuse of the talent now. They gotta jump on this quick, or else it's gonna get bland really quick. But as much as I love seeing my girl Paige on TV, man, it's probably just for the UK tour. Yeah, but hopefully she comes back soon. I really hope so.
She won 2 matches in the same week. When was the last time you heard that?
Yeah, I know. They have to tweak some stuff in the women's division. I hope they do something in the near future. And we were talking about this the other day, and I'm gonna let you talk about this. Your idea of what you think might happen.
I want to see a women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
That would be insane.
I think they should do it, and I think they will do it, to be honest. If they want to really pump up the women's division, why not have a briefcase for that title?
Have a red briefcase or a pink briefcase, something like that. Like, that'd be insane.
Because if it is the women's world title, why don't they have a Money in the Bank contract
that'd be
for
insane. I mean, kudos to the women that get to put in that match and having to deal with ladders and stuff. I mean, you can't really do the bigger spots as the men would do, but you can still make it an interesting match.
Yeah.
So that would be an awesome idea. I hope they go down that road.
When you were saying about tag team.
Oh, they should have a tag team titles for this division. You have enough women to do it now. You're having a lot of teams in this division. There's almost every week the Divas are put in team matches. So why not have a tag team title? Literally, I don't understand. Like, you're gonna be calling up Carmella in the next year, Bayley, probably Alexa Bliss. I mean, a lot of the other Divas are coming up. You're gonna have a ton of Divas, and probably some future ones. Asuka might come up too. So like, what's her, Nia Jax? Like, you're gonna have a lot of Divas coming up. I mean, you should have a women's tag title. I keep saying diva, and I know it's wrong, but it's gonna take us a while. But other than that, guys, the women's division hopefully getting a better spark than when it got this week.
And isn't Maurice added to Total Divas?
Okay, yeah, Maurice, guys, if you don't know, she is going to stay because she's been added to the next season of Total Divas.
God, I fucking hate Maurice.
Great.
She's annoying as fuck.
Yeah, I gotta move on from that.
Phil, our old co-host loves her, but
yeah,
well.
That's No Sell Phil's favorite. One of his favorite 8 wrestlers.
Moving on to something better.
We're talking about the Zayn and Jericho at the beginning of Raw match. I mean, it was a really good match, especially for an opening Raw. Usually, the opening of Raw match is okay. It's not that great. Like, it doesn't get the crowd into it. But this match really got the crowd into it, I thought. I mean, you have Jericho versus Zayn. Like, that's the dream match people wanted to see even before Zayn got called up to the main roster. But I'm so amazed by Jericho, man. He still got it. The guy just wrestles like almost every other week on a part-time basis.
I thought for sure after Mania he was going to leave.
Exactly, but he's considered a part-time wrestler. He has a part-time contract, but yet he wrestles almost every single week. Like, this guy, he does so much for the WWE, and I 100% respect this dude. There was just one flaw in this match: Jericho winning.
I didn't see this match, so
this was the beginning of Raw. So yeah, Jericho won. I don't think that's a smart idea. I mean, you brought up Zayn, you want to put this guy over and make him look strong going into his match with Owens, but then you have him losing every single week.
Jericho's just burying people. Buried AJ Styles. He's
I
burying
mean, I thought
Sami
Jericho.
Zayn.
I mean, the point of the part-time contract, and you have Jericho there, is to put people over. You gotta sacrifice. You gotta lose to people like Zayn, make him look strong, because he's the future of the WWE. You can't just have Jericho beat Zayn like that. Zayn hasn't won a match since I don't remember the last time Zayn won a match. He's been losing the last couple of weeks. It's crazy. I don't understand. I mean, you need Zayn to look strong going into this match against Owens. That's gonna be the final chapter in this feud, and you can't make him look weak as hell. Like, I don't understand it. I mean, unless he's gonna be the underdog going into this match, but whatever. I mean, Owens is kind of getting a job too. You can kind of say the same thing about him.
He didn't even get his rematch
Yeah.
for the IC title.
Yeah, but as for Jericho, I guess you can say that it makes him look strong going into his match with Ambrose. I mean, because Ambrose is a nutbag, so he's going to bring a lot to the table in their match. So I just hope Zayn eventually wins a match on Raw sometime soon, because I love the guy too. His moveset's incredible. He's just an incredible piece of talent and one of the best pieces for the future right now.
Was he on SmackDown?
No, he was not. Well, no, he was on SmackDown. What was that main event? He teamed up with somebody. It was the main event, and it was a tag team match. Surprising. Woo. I don't have it here. I thought I had my SmackDown results. I do not.
Yeah, we'll look.
Oh, well. Yep. But anyways, I'll move into the next category here. We're going to get into the tag team tournament semifinals.
Brought to you by Booty-O's.
Brought to you by Booty-O's. Don't forget, guys. Both semifinal matches were on Raw, so yeah, as I thought, the Vaudevillains would debut on Raw. I thought they were just being kept on SmackDown because of the brand split, but they debuted on Raw. They faced the Usos, and the Dudleys faced Enzo and Cass. So we get into the Dudleys and Enzo and Cass match. Great match. 100% great match. Enzo and Cass are growing into one of the most over teams on the roster alongside the New Day. Mm-hmm. They're just an incredible piece of talent. I love it, and I love that they're getting their shot in WWE. I mean, they have great promos. They have great in-ring talent, like I just said. And their match with the Dudley Boys was exceptional. It was really good. They had Enzo and Cass pick up the victory and move on to the finals.
Yep. Nice.
So good for our boys right there.
Yep.
Now, we move on to Vaudevillains. They faced the Usos, and they debuted I noticed it because I remember following the Vaudevillains a little bit in NXT. They debuted a new theme. It was the same intro, but it was like a heel-like theme. It was really like low-key, and you know the sound of a heel theme when you hear it.
Yeah.
Although there were no heel tactics in the match by the Vaudevillains, they were able to pick up the victory over the Usos cleanly. I mean, they threw him into the ring post, which is not really a heel tactic, but Uso had that damaged shoulder.
Yeah.
So that they used it as an advantage. So I can't tell whether they're heel or not. I mean, their name is the Vaudevillains, so you'd think they'd be heel.
I think they are heel, but
yeah, I think that with that theme that they're going to be the heel going into the Enzo and Cass match.
can I just say that their double finisher sucks ass?
You're not a fan of it?
No. I think it's terrible. I think they need a better one.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. But apparently Vince is not really high on these guys.
Good, because I'm not either.
You know what? I'm gonna have to agree too. I mean, as much as I love seeing them in NXT, they're more of an NXT tag team and probably shouldn't get called up until they get repackaged. I hope they get sent back down and get retooled as well.
I can't get into that gimmick. I don't know.
No, like the old circus wrestling kind of gimmick. It doesn't go well with the crowd because the kids don't even know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
Kids are like, why the hell are these guys dressed so weird?
And then they were on NXT, and then they lost to someone.
Yeah.
I can't remember who they lost to. Oh, they lost to my boy Johnny Gargano and his tag team partner.
The great Joey Gargano. But the finals are set. But for Payback. Why are the finals at Payback? Why isn't it on a Raw before and having the tag team championship at Payback?
Maybe they want to drag it out for a month until Extreme Rules.
I guess. I'm really confused by this, but it's hard to say whether the New Day are going to lose the belts to either winner of this tournament. I'm really thinking they're going to make New Day the longest reigning champions ever.
But as we were saying, we really want to see New Day and Enzo and Cass promo. That'd just be hilarious.
Oh my god. I probably would piss my pants. Literally would piss myself in a promo between the New Day and Enzo and Cass.
So, but yeah, 2 NXT teams in the finals of the tournament.
Wow. So 2 NXT teams in the finals of a WWE tag team tournament. But then you go and look at the New Day. Where did Big E come from? NXT. Kofi Kingston is kind of homegrown. And Xavier Woods, NXT.
Yep. So,
half of New Day is NXT. So, this is crazy how NXT has been, the crazy flagship for the current superstars.
If it weren't for NXT, I don't know what the product would be like right now.
You can say a lot.
The amount of time they've grown. The main event was Ambrose and Zayn.
On SmackDown?
Yeah.
So
Ambrose and Zayn and Jericho Owens.
Okay, so typical Friday Night SmackDown. Tag team match, players. Great. Go watch that, guys. I'm sure it was great. I mean, it sure was great. I can't take anything away from all those wrestlers, but I mean, it's SmackDown. They need to make it more appealing for me to watch it. But speaking of New Day, what a surprise on Raw. That was insane. We started off with Cesaro being the guest on Miz TV, which was really well done. It was hilarious.
Coming out in his fucking suit all the time now.
I love Cesaro. He's fucking hilarious.
The Cesaro section.
Yep. And like we said, Maurice is going to be staying, guys. She's on the next season of Total Divas, so yay, hooray. Anyway, Cesaro challenged Miz to fight him. Miz kind of says, well, he would, but you're already booked in a match, and out comes Rusev and his League of Jobbers.
Hey.
And the League of Nations, come out and they charge the ring. Cesaro says he knew this would happen, and as per Shane McMahon, it will be the League of Nations and The Miz versus Cesaro, and then he rips off his tearaway suit, and he's wearing a Booty-O's t-shirt.
Oh my God.
And it's all London! The biggest crowd, the biggest pop of the night went to the New Day. I couldn't believe it.
I think it was a mixture of Cesaro teaming up with the New Day.
Yeah, that was insane. That was a crazy reaction. And the New Day coming out doing the Cesaro the Cesaro taunt and doing it at Xavier Woods, and he's having a seizure or something. But out comes the New Day. They have a pretty good match. The crowd was really into this match. They finally woke up. I mean, they were kind of dying off a little bit. But Cesaro and the New Day pick up the victory with Cesaro giving Sheamus the neutralizer, which I'm like, oh my God. Okay, Sheamus, if you guys don't know, Sheamus is way taller than Cesaro, maybe by a few inches. And then Cesaro was able to give him the neutralizer. Go watch it. I couldn't believe it was pulled off cleanly, not botched at all. And then Cesaro and the New Day picking up the victory. Damn. What a match.
Yeah, it was a good match.
That's fantastic.
Cesaro was really over.
Yeah, and like I said before, apparently the backstage reports are that Cesaro is getting a push now. So we've been talking about it for 2 years. You can even go back 2 years ago, look in the video section for YouTube, back to when we first started this podcast, and how much we were trying to push Cesaro back then, how much we wanted this guy to get pushed.
I'm guessing,
and he's finally getting pushed.
I'm guessing you hope he's going to beat The Miz.
Yeah,
the IC
I
title.
really do. I hope anyone beats The Miz, to be honest. I can't stand him as IC champion. I can't do it. So I'm done talking about that. Moving on to the Ziggler and Corbin, I guess you can call this a feud officially.
You mean a job?
What do you mean a job?
Ziggler gets jobbed all the time.
Yeah, okay, Ziggler does get jobbed all the time, but it is just they're feeding Corbin mid-card superstars to build them up. But it looks like it's going to happen at Payback, where it hasn't been officially announced yet. Corbin kind of getting the Ryback treatment right now. He's being fed squash matches every week and just building his character up or attacking Ziggler. And on SmackDown, there was supposed to be a match between Ziggler and Corbin, but before it could even happen, Ziggler gets attacked and gets the end of days on the outside again.
We've seen that 4 times now.
He's just poor Ziggler, man. He's getting so Corbin's getting the Ryback treatment and Ziggler's getting the job treatment. Ziggler, we gotta get you out there and just get your ass kicked again. Just like every other week. All right, get out there. Here, here's my push.
Who's the ultimate jobber? Is it Ziggler or Tyler Breeze? Who gets jobbed more?
Oh man, that's gonna be a Luke Gallows poll next week. Who gets jobbed more? Get ready for that poll, ladies and gentlemen.
We have a poll next week too.
Yep.
Can we get rid of Baron Corbin's fucking horrendous theme song?
I'm gonna start the poll tonight for who's the biggest jobber, and it's gonna be a week-long poll. See what the results are from now until next week. But it's crazy. Sucks for Ziggler, man. I really wish they would do better with him too. I mean, he deserves a push as well, and hopefully, Shane wants to push the newer talent, but Ziggler's not really a newer talent.
No,
he's been around for a while, so he's officially going to be mid-card material.
They're never going to give him a real push.
It sucks. It sucks. He can get over with the crowd if he gets pushed the right way. He's not getting pushed the right way, so he can't get over with the crowd right now.
No.
But moving on, we had another showcase match for Apollo Crews plus promo. He had a promo. There was a promo they ran before his match. It was actually really, really well done. If you guys missed it, go and check it out. It's a really cool promo highlighting Apollo Crews' journey towards the WWE. It's really cool. It looks like they're really, really high on this guy, so I'm guessing Apollo Crews is going to get the full push as well. And I'm guessing he's going to be a future champion. 100%,
Yep.
whether it's Intercontinental Champion or even he gets in the running for the World Championship later down the line.
He's got all the tools.
He's an incredible piece of talent, like so agile for a big guy his size. Like he's got the muscle, he's got the agility. I mean, everything that Vince just creams in his pants over is Apollo Crews.
The look, good too.
He's got the face of what's his name, Bobby Lashley. He's got this guy looks like Bobby Lashley.
Except
it's crazy.
He's more agile.
Yeah,
than Bobby
way more
Lashley.
agile than Bobby Lashley. Man, Bobby Lashley took like 3 minutes to get to the ring. Apollo Crews takes like 4 steps and he's already in the ring. But I love his theme and I love the character. His theme just is growing on me every week. It's such a hype theme. Like it's good. Yeah. I love this guy, and I hope he does well in the company. But he had another showcase match. I think he faced Heath Slater, and he squashed him obviously. So whatever.
Heathy baby.
Heathy baby. Oh, we can't really say that. He's kind of suspended. We'll get into that later. But moving on to the main event of Raw, which was not a tag team match. Wow. Yes, you heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. It was not a tag team match. It was a one-on-one match between Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose. We're finally getting a one-on-one match instead of a tag team match every other week where you just group everyone together and say, oh, man, we'll throw them in a tag team match. It looked good. Why not?
I was pretty corporate this week. I didn't see that main event.
That's pretty corporate of you, living up to the name. This was a really well done match. I watched it. A lot of good spots. Loved it. Kevin Owens is just crazy. He's good. As much as people hate him, he's an unreal wrestler. They had a really crazy finish where Ambrose reversed, like it looked like Owens was going for the powerbomb into the Dirty Deeds and ended up winning. He pinned Owens with the Dirty Deeds cleanly. Nice. It was awesome. Then after the match, he got a surprise attack by Jericho, and then Jericho laid him on the floor with the code breaker, and that was the end of Raw of Jericho just staring at Ambrose.
Did they have a dark match at the end?
After, I think they did. But again, I don't look into the dark matches. I'm not really a fan of them because it's only for the crowd that's there. I mean, the millions of viewers around the world, they don't know because they don't see it. If you're going to have a dark match, show it. I don't understand. Or just keep it at a live event. I don't know. It's an interesting way to end Raw with having a dark match right after that ending. But, Jericho's laying flat on Ambrose and just looking strong, I guess. I mean, there's nothing else much to say about that.
Is this Raw the go-home show for Payback?
It is not. Next week is the go-home show for Payback.
Yeah, okay.
I believe so. Or is it 2 weeks from now? I think next Raw is the go. Yeah, it's next Raw is the go-home show for Payback.
Okay.
But, that was it for Raw, guys. I thoroughly enjoyed it this week. I mean, for the most part.
For what I watched, I wasn't too impressed, but I've seen better.
Yeah. Let's hope next week is a better showing in the go-home show for Payback.
Like I told you, when the London one's taped, it's like, I don't know. Yeah. I can't get into it when it's not live.
Yeah.
Because then you get spoilers and people acting like
I stayed
on
away.
Twitter.
I stayed away. Yep, that's true. But, again, there's no Luke Gallows polls this week, guys. I didn't really do polls. I didn't really have time. At the time, you know what? I'll admit it was my fault. I didn't really feel like doing them. But I'll have more motivation next week.
Yeah, we already got 2 polls on this show talking about it.
Yep.
So we're gonna...
So we'll go into this WWE important news update. Number 1, Bray Wyatt injury update. Apparently he pulled a muscle. That's why he's injured, and he'll be out 4 to 6 weeks. But apparently it's less serious than thought, and he could be back in time for Extreme Rules. So that's good for Bray Wyatt, but I hope he takes it easy on that injury. Getting into this next bit of news, I know you're going to love this. The unofficial replacement for Adam Rose.
Oh my God, I don't even want to know.
Is Victor from the Ascension.
Oh my God.
Whether or not this was a dark segment or not, but he was seen with the Social Outcast.
Oh my God.
And he was wearing a Social Outcast shirt.
So when Connor and Adam Rose come back, are they gonna feud with those guys?
Like, what's gonna happen? Is Adam Rose gonna become a new member of the Ascension? Oh my God! When I see that, I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? They picked Connor?
Connor baby.
Connor baby. But speaking of Adam Rose,
wait. Where was this segment?
It was on SmackDown, but I don't remember reading about it on the live report. So I'm guessing it was a dark segment.
If I didn't hate the Ascension enough already, they have to join the Social Outcast.
Yep. Anyway, speaking of Adam Rose, so the reason he got suspended is because he was taking a doctor prescribed medication So it wasn't anything like bad he was taking off the streets. He was taking something that was prescribed to him by a doctor. And it is also said that his doctor was shocked and appalled that WWE suspended him because of it. Because the doctor apparently thinks that it was legal and not illegal. But apparently there's probably a fine line somewhere in the contract where you can't take this drug. So,
well, if it was sincere, I don't know. Adam Rose was trying to do.
It's not like he's taking any performance enhancement.
It's not like he's
your storyline. You can't just get storyline to lose. And you know what? I'm gonna take steroids and I'm gonna win. Actually, like that's not how it works in WWE. So I don't understand.
Maybe he wanted to go join a strongman competition like Billy Gunn did.
Oh yeah, Adam Rose. I'm gonna lift his bar, baby. For Heathy, baby. I'm gonna lift it for him.
God.
But
so the Radical Mongoose.
Yeah. So interesting stuff and interesting replacement, Victor.
I'm not looking forward to this at all.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out.
Oh.
But getting to the last bit of news, guys, there was a lot of news this week. I mean, we obviously had the sad passing of China. Huge pioneer in the women's wrestling division. So rest in peace to her and condolences to her family. We do have the updated Payback card. There's 6 official matches announced. So obviously the world title, AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns. We have The Miz versus Cesaro for the IC title.
Yes.
We have Charlotte with Ric Flair against Natalya with Bret Hart for the women's title. We have Enzo and Cass versus the Vaudevillains for the tag team tournament finals. So maybe that's going to be official. Maybe they'll make it next week. Who knows? We'll see. We'll move on from that. And then we have Jericho versus Ambrose and Zayn versus Owens as the official matches lined up for Payback. So interesting pay-per-view Payback.
Seems a little dry to me.
Yeah, I know. I think it makes sense they put Payback first because it's Payback from WrestleMania, but none of these matches have anything to do with WrestleMania.
Where's Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, he's probably back home farming.
We haven't seen Paul Heyman.
I think they're keeping him off TV too because of they want him to feud with Bray Wyatt when he's officially 100% ready to go. So maybe they're just keeping him off TV just in case he gets injured again. They don't want they're about to hit Lesnar while Bray Wyatt's healing, and just have them not face each other. But I'm thinking that's gonna spark and probably be like the match at SummerSlam. It's gonna be Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt, which I'm really excited for. I really want to see that. Yeah, that's gonna do it, guys, this week. That's gonna wrap it up for the Lowdown Show, ladies and gentlemen. This is another episode, week number 3 of the Lowdown Show, your favorite Thursday night WWE podcast, where we review, discuss Raw and SmackDown from the weeks past and any important news in the WWE. And of course, our Twitter poll segment named the Luke Gallows polls, which we didn't do this week, but that's all right. We'll get back to it next week.
That week-long
hiatus. Yeah. If you like this episode, hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel on YouTube. You can also go over to Facebook and like us on there and follow us on Twitter. All the links will be in the description below. And again, if you'd like to join in on the conversation, share your thoughts, and have any questions about Raw and SmackDown from the weeks past, tweet us at NoHoldsBarredWP and use the hashtag #TheLowdownShow. Or you can go over to our official website and send us an email through there. The link will be in the description below as well. Until next time, guys, I'm your self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, and I continue to be joined by my co-host, the boss, Mr. Corporate himself, Corporate Cappy.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in, guys, and as always, we are reminding you to keep it on the lowdown.
You're looking at the real deal now. Gonna kick your sorry ass out on the street.